This is not a robot doing surgery on its own. This is a surgeon using a robotic system to operate with more precision, more stability, and more control than traditional hand movements alone can allow. And this is no longer a niche experiment. Robotic surgery is already a real part of modern medicine. Intuitive said in January 2026 that more than 20 million patients worldwide had benefited from Da Vinci surgery, with more than 3.1 million Da Vinci procedures performed in 2025 alone. Medtronic announced the first U.S. commercial Hugo robotic surgery case at Cleveland Clinic in February 2026, and Johnson & Johnson submitted its OTTAVA system to the FDA in January 2026. So how does it actually work? The first thing to understand is simple. The robot is not the surgeon. The surgeon stays in control the entire time. In a robotic surgery setup, the surgeon sits at a console and uses hand controls to guide the system. The robotic arms translate those movements into precise instrument motions inside the patient's body. That is the core idea behind platforms such as Da Vinci, which Intuitive describes as minimally invasive technology used across a broad range of procedures. Why does that matter? Because surgery is a game of tiny margins. A smaller movement, a steadier movement, a better viewing angle, a more controlled approach in a tight space. Robotic systems are valuable because they can help surgeons work with that level of precision repeatedly, especially in minimally invasive procedures where space is limited and visibility matters enormously. Medtronic also positions Hugo as part of a broader connected surgical offering, which shows how these systems are now being built as full clinical platforms, not just mechanical arms. Another major advantage is visualization. Instead of relying only on direct line of sight, the surgeon gets a highly detailed internal view of the operating area through the system's imaging setup. That means better depth perception, better awareness of anatomy, and finer control during delicate steps. In other words, the robot does not make the decision. It helps the expert execute the decision with greater consistency. But here is the part people often miss. A surgery robot is not magic. It still depends on the skill of the surgeon. It still depends on the hospital. It still depends on training, workflow, planning, and the right procedure. That is why the real story in surgical robotics is not replacement. It is amplification. These systems amplify expert human performance in an environment where precision matters more than almost anything else. And this field is clearly expanding. Da Vinci is already deeply established at scale. Hugo has now entered U.S. commercial use. OTTAVA is moving through the regulatory process. That tells us something important. Surgical robotics is no longer one company proving a concept. It is becoming a competitive category in modern medicine. So when people ask whether robots are replacing surgeons, the answer is no. The more interesting answer is this. Robots are becoming precision tools that help highly trained humans do extraordinarily difficult work with greater control. And that may be one of the clearest signs that the robot era is already here. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe for more. Feel free to share ideas for future videos in the comments too. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.